Hello and welcome. I'm Ethan Liu, and here's what happened this week. The Taiwan high-speed rail is set to roll out new seating regulations later this month. Passengers are restricted from sitting on the floor in train carriages if they didn't buy a reserved seat and must stay quiet during their trip. The new rules come after several clashes over seating arrangements. Irene Ling reports.
The fastest public transit option in Taiwan has announced new rules for passengers starting this month. Under the new quiet travel policy, Taiwan high-speed rail passengers must use headphones when using electronic devices and move to gangway areas between train cars to make phone calls. The new rules also restrict passengers from sitting on the aisle floor in cars and on station platforms. Those who refuse to follow the rules will be denied service. Most travelers support the new rules.
因为坐车就希望比较安静一点，对，所以讲话很大声确实会干扰到，或是手机的声音打开，戴耳机是比较好的啦，不会影响到别人。
是会有点不舒服，但是我觉得就是反正很快就忍一下嘛，不要那么机车嘛。
While some worry about passenger capacity.
第一个是票价的因素了，那自由座当然是票价比对号座当然是便宜多。那第二个也是因为真的是。 对于整个台湾的交通量，我觉得是人潮搭乘大众运输的这样子的概念，尤其是高铁，这样一日生活圈或是说工作往返的人，真的是相对多很多。
The high-speed rail offers cheaper non-reserved seats for those catching a last-minute ride or those who've missed a local train. This means that train cars at certain stations often fill up quickly, leaving many to fight over seats.
如果他还是决定要做的话，一定是就是站着先能不舒服。高铁要自己去解决那个运量的问题啦，不要高铁坐得很优雅，但是乘客就是不舒服。
The changes come as the high-speed rail is planning to expand eastward to Yilan and southward to Pingdong. If approved, those projects could bring more passengers aboard and potentially more seating challenges. The new rules will take effect on September 22nd. Passengers traveling long distance might want to book tickets early or risk an uncomfortable journey. Keelung Wang and Irene Lin in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
With Taiwan's birth rate at a record low, having children can be far from simple, especially when it comes to surrogacy, an issue that still divides people here. Our reporter E.C. Wells went to meet one couple who went to great lengths to start a family.
For Eddie and his partner, also called Eddie, having children of their own had always been a dream. And while heading to the park is now a cherished part of family life, it wasn't an easy journey.
The reason that we started this journey is that we felt like we have a lot of love that we want to pass it on. Having babies is definitely like something that we always want to do, but it also took us a while to kind of figure out what are some of the options that can be available to us. So yes, that's something that we have envisioned of doing for years.
Their son, Max, not his real name, is now almost 2. He was born in Portland, Oregon, in the United States via surrogacy, a practice that remains banned in Taiwan. At the time, it cost them more than $130,000 US. Today, that figure has risen to nearly $200,000. And Max's birth didn't just come with a high price tag. Delayed by COVID, the couple spent 2 years on a waiting list before finally being matched with their surrogate mother, Jen.
Hi, Jen. Hi, is that good morning? Yeah.
I know a lot of people might think the whole surrogate thing is like more a transactional process, but actually not. Like when you are working with a surrogate, it's actually a both-way situation that you are not just interviewing them, they are also interviewing you at the same time as well. So it's a mutual agreement. You both need to feel comfortable working with each other.
Jen, a mother of 2, helped give Eddie and his husband the chance to start a family. And their 2 families remain close, even reuniting in Max's birthplace in Portland. But while surrogacy made their dream possible, here in Taiwan, it's still a deeply divisive issue.
女人不能租借，婴儿不能买卖，退回代孕法案。
At the end of last year, lawmakers hoping to tackle a persistently low birth rate began reviewing changes to the Assisted Reproduction Act. meant to expand single women and same-sex couples access to services like IVF. It also included the possibility of legalizing surrogacy. But after 2 public hearings, the Health Ministry said opposition to surrogacy was overwhelming, and it was dropped from the proposed amendments.
有些经济弱势上面的妇女，她们也是为了金钱的缘故，所以她们就好像出租她们的子宫，有一些商业上面的那种，我们认为这个是不妥当的。
Critics say legalizing surrogacy could lead to the exploitation of women and children. And while supporters acknowledge such risks exist in less developed countries, family lawyer Sherman Lin says that's not a danger Taiwan needs to fear.
The Taiwan medical industry, I think, is the top 3 in the world. We have the really good technique. And in the legal side, our judge, our congressmen are pretty mature, can be really detailed and really careful for establishing all kind of the legal. Yeah, so I think under a mature system of the medical and the law, Taiwan can go pretty smoothly.
Despite this, those working in the area of fertility say there's still a lot of pushback, often from misconceptions about surrogacy. And until there's more awareness, legalization still feels a long way off.
目前我觉得可能近年都不会再有更进一步的讨论。我觉得真的需要有更多的人看到想要代孕这个社群的需求，或者是为什么愿意成为代孕的这个需求，这个想法。其实在美国很多代孕家庭的家境其实没有很差，其实他们也是有很良好的收入，那真的是基于一个助人的心情，所以才会来进行代孕。
And for Eddie and Eddie, their surrogacy journey was all about love.
So I think it doesn't need to be just there's only one option when it comes to what family is about, what having the kids is about. As long as you have parents, mom and dads who really fell in love with their kids and really spend time and efforts to raise their kids. I think that's the most important thing of all.
Have a child that I really love him, and it completes my life. Yeah.
The couple now hope to grow their family with a second surrogacy in the US. But for many in Taiwan, the chance to start a family this way remains out of reach. And for now, just a dream. Alex Chen and Izzy Wells for TaiwanPlus.
The streets of the northern port city of Keelung were packed on Friday as people from all over the country joined in on one of Taiwan's oldest religious festivals. Bryn Thomas was there.
A nearly 2-century-old tradition honoring the dead is alive and well in Keelung. Tens of thousands of people, with organizers claiming record numbers, traveled to the northern port city for the annual Midsummer Ghost Festival, Taiwan's largest Ghost Month celebration.
其实说，像我们基隆中元祭，它就有点像是基隆的小过年。那所以对我们基隆人来讲，它就是一个嘉年华会，所以你说年轻人回来，其实有时候像我们从小很小的时候，我们就是坐在路边在看。那直到我们自己慢慢长大，我们有这个机会去参与中庆会的所有活动，大家是觉得是一个非常骄傲的一件事情。
The festival began in 1851 to end violent feuds between local clans, using rituals to honor and appease wandering spirits. Since then, it has grown into Taiwan's largest Ghost Month celebration. Over the years, modern elements like loud music and colorful lights have been added. Its most famous event, the burning and release of the water lanterns, remains largely unchanged, deeply rooted in local traditions and rituals honoring and appeasing spirits.
明天要普渡，会把这些众生的孤魂野鬼带上来岸，然后普渡给他们享用，然后享用完毕，再让他们找其他的地方再继续享用一些我们供奉给他们的食物，让他们去享用。
While many of the traditions remain unchanged, the crowds have grown far larger. Still, participants want to do more to attract younger attendees and ensure their traditions are passed on.
当然有一些传统的东西很难去吸引到现代的年轻人，所以像我们明年的族谱活动，我们会加入更多年轻人喜欢的元素，在保有传统的一些习俗之外，我们再加入一些年轻的元素，让这个整个嘉年华会可以更加盛大，然后吸引更多人回到基隆来看这个活动。
Their efforts seem to be working. Keelung's Packed Street show that a festival meant to bring local clans together is now drawing people from across the country and across generations. Luffy Lee, Peachy Zhuang, and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
What's it like to revive a language and bridge cultures with translation? Our feature-length interview show Zoom In, Zoom Out recently caught up with Naomi Sim, an author who does just that in Dai. Sim is a contributing author in Tai Gao, a collection of stories reviving mother languages from Taiwan and Scotland.
So one of the special things about this book is that it involves each piece of writing is translated into 4 different languages: English, Mandarin, Taiwanese, Taigi, and also Gaelic, Scottish. How did it feel seeing your writing written in all these different languages?
I find it very interesting when I read my English version of story, and the special thing that I found is English needed to be very specific. For example, in my original text, I wrote about 2 old men playing chess in front of the temple under a big tree. So in my mind, I picture a big banyan tree and 2 old men playing Chinese chess. But when I read the English version, the picture that came to my mind is actually maybe a big oak tree and then 2 old men playing Western chess. So I asked the translator, Will, to elaborate that it's a banyan tree.
And as part of this project, you were also helping with the translating of the stories from Gaelic and English into Mandarin and Taigi, right? There's a collaborative project from a number of writers. What did you learn about translating?
Translation is like a bridge between 2 cultures. And to be honest, before this project, I hardly have any knowledge about Scotland, except for it's very famous for whiskey. Through the translation work, I learned a lot of how the Scottish culture is like, from the snowy environment, which I've never experienced in Taiwan, and how broad the landscape could be just inside the story. To be honest, I didn't pick up any Gaelic, but I see my novel translated into Gaelic with the special spacing and the word shape, which I've never seen before. It's like very mysterious, like a spell, magic. Also, I can feel the rhythm of the language through the gaps in between words, and I think that's just really, it's hard to explain, but I feel very excited to see this happen.
This book is going to be read here and probably in Scotland as well when it's been published. It's got Gaelic in it, but also could be read all around the world. What do you hope that readers around the world get from reading your story in all these different languages?
I hope the audience can start to think about their mother tongue, could be perhaps collaborate with other cultures, and maybe start speaking their mother tongues again. And through this book, I would like the readers to know that any kind of language is worth written down and passed down.
That was Naomi Sim, translator and contributing author to Tai Gao. You can watch the full episode on Zoom In, Zoom Out at TaiwanPlus.com. Also, I want to thank you for watching Here's What Happened. Finally, we leave you with more images of Keelung Midsummer Ghost Festival in northern Taiwan. I'm Ethan. Take care and see you next week.